Hi, everybody. Are we ready to talk about healing betrayal? I don't think there's anybody that I've ever met that hasn't experienced some kind of betrayal. I'm going to just adjust my camera. It's kind of falling a little bit. How's that? Okay, I can always count on my friend Lee to tell me everything. Thank you, Lee. So I've gotten in some really good questions, and I think it's going to really help you. And of course, I'll also be checking the chat. Feel free to put your comments and feel free to send some love to these folks who are asking questions and who have been betrayed. And we're not going to sit here and swap betrayal stories because that would be just putting the focus back on the negative. We're going to talk about releasing the betrayal. Otherwise, you just stay stuck. So, I'm going to start with a prayer. Heavenly Father, Heavenly Mother, all our angels, all our guides, all the saints, and all the gurus and the highest beings of light, we welcome your presence and we accept your help. And so it is. Okay, so I'm going to go to my email. If you see me reading, well, I've got to look at the question. So this is from a lady named Deborah. I'm either going to use a fake name or just the initial in case people feel sensitive. All right, so she says, I have a question that I know would help all the people who have the gift of feeling so deeply. You might call that an empath. You feel other people's feelings so deeply. Feeling other people's emotions, other people's pain. I have tried to shield and protect myself, and sometimes nothing works. So, does Divine Mother have a solution for shielding and protection and getting rid of other people's stuff? So, of course she does. One thing is realizing it's other people's stuff and that other people have their journey. We get so caught up in other people's journey and it's very distressing. Now, sometimes what you need to realize, Deborah and everybody else, sometimes those people are sucking your life force energy because they can, because you're not aware. And they're coming and telling you all their problems, or maybe they're just going around with a sad energy and you're feeling it so deeply. And of course, there's nothing wrong with feeling sympathy and empathy for someone. However, you cannot lift them up if you go down the rabbit hole with them. And energy is contagious. So I don't know what kind of things you've tried, Deborah, but one thing is I'm going to tell you a couple different kinds of protection. And also, you can actually like sling the stuff off of you like that, realizing that is not mine. When you feel called to minister to somebody, that's different. You know why? It feels good, it doesn't feel heavy. When you feel heaviness and you feel, Deborah, I can read your energy, you feel like they're sucking your life force energy and you feel so bad about them, you go down the rabbit hole for 3 days. Well, it's not helping you at all. It's lowering your vibrations. And the best thing any of you could do is to be in a state of joy, whatever it takes you to get there. Listening to music, watching cute cat videos on YouTube, whatever it is for you, get there. Now, I'm going to tell you 2 protections I like to use. If I'm going into a place, I'm going to tell you 3, okay? One is this. If you're going to a place where you know there's going to be a lot of chaos let's just use like you're going to a real busy shopping center and people are all aggravated because it's crowded. You can actually command your energy field to come close to you. I proved this with dowsing rods. And this way, your energy field is not interacting with all the other people. So that's one thing you can do. One thing is just be constantly aware when you're starting to feel down. Somebody could be near you, sucking your energy, and you're not even really aware of who it is. So just say, that's not mine. I refuse it. I like the access consciousness people. They say, return to sender with consciousness attached. In other words, you're not sending them bad stuff back. You're just sending back with the hopes of their own awareness. And then another thing I do is I settle a pyramid over myself. Pyramid energy is so protective. And you can use a pink quartz pyramid. You can use a smoky quartz pyramid. Just put it over you and it'll protect you. And then one of my favorite is what I call the Christ blood filter. So whenever you're going to be around somebody that's going to want to suck on you, you're done breastfeeding, right? Imagine there's a crystal egg all around you and you can see through it. It doesn't confine you, but there's this egg of crystal and it's bigger at the bottom. The point is at the top. And imagine that the Christ energy just puts one tiny little drop of Christ's blood on the very point of the egg. And it just makes this protection that's absolutely wonderful. And I know sometimes you feel like it's my job to feel other people's emotions. And that is just a false conception. It is not your job to feel other people's emotions. It is not your job to let people suck off your energy. You know what is your job? Your job is to keep yourself in as high a state of joy as you possibly can. And you are in control of your thoughts. People go, well, I can't help it. Yes, you can. You can pull yourself back when you feel yourself going down the rabbit hole. And just imagine that you're grabbing yourself up out of the rabbit hole and pulling yourself up out of that. Now I'm going to check the chat and see if I have any comments about that. Yeah, Teresa, you can send questions by email. It's childsusie@yahoo.com. Are you on my email list? You can go to my website, RebeccaMarina.com. Right there on the front page, I have 30 days of free guidance about prosperity and light language transmissions, all kind of wonderful things. And if you get on that list, then you get notices of when I'm doing videos. Also, if you subscribe to this channel, it will tell you, but I think it tells you just right before I'm going to do a live video. So go get on my list. It doesn't cost anything and you get a lot of good stuff. All right. Oh, yeah. And every now and then, if I have a class, I'm going to tell you about it. And if you want to take it, you can. If you don't, you don't. All right, let's go back to the questions. All right, so I hope that helps you, Deborah. You're really a good person. And it's time for you to start protecting your energy. Realize your value. See? Okay, she's still talking. You're putting other people's value above yours, but you're not realizing it. You're just feeling so deeply for them. And feel deeply for yourself, my friend. Make yourself happy. So here's from a lady, we'll just call her M. These questions are very personal about betrayal. And I can understand why she would only want her first initials. So one of the things she says, and she has like 4, I'm not going to do every single one of those, but um, when a person is crying and listening to music behind your back, I don't get that, because they're missing someone from the past. Uh, it can be painful and energy leaking betrayal. And of course, I would say to you, beloved, if you're with someone who's crying for someone else and listening to the music they shared, why would you stay with them? You are betraying someone yourself, and it is yourself. You deserve someone who was fully present with you, not busy thinking about somebody from the past. Alrighty. So that's one question. Now this one, I think it might affect a lot of people. So I'm going to address this. Through the years, the partner has neglected my sexuality and make fun of my sexual expression. This is so painful and deeply wounding. This is not a partner. This is somebody who is sucking your life force energy. So if it's the same person you were talking about in question 1, why in the world would you need to allow yourself to be so abused? Someone should embrace your sexuality. Now, I know when men get a little older, sometimes their dick don't work anymore. And sometimes that makes them shy away, because I'm just going to talk real plain here. Some men think that only if their penis works real good can they have sex. Because I'm older and I've only dated older men, I know all this stuff for a fact. As a matter of fact, it's happening younger and younger to men because of the blood pressure medicines that doctors are handing out like candy. They're not realizing, okay, how does blood pressure medicine work? Well, it lessens the pressure in your veins. What do you need to get a nice hard dick? Yeah, I'm talking real plain. Is that sassy Gabriella coming in here again, that sassy angel? You need good, strong blood flow. So most blood pressure medicine causes lessening of the flow. And you can talk to your doctor, because there's others that are not so prevalent in doing that. So anyway, let's get back to talking about sexuality. I believe that women do feel sexual longer than men. For one thing, we don't depend on being able to get it up. We can feel sexy and we can take hormones. So can men. See, women are usually the ones of the world who take action, who want to fix things, who say, oh, this isn't working, let's try something else. So a man can easily have a great orgasm with a flaccid penis. I need to teach a class on this, right? Tell me amen in the chat if you think that'd be a good idea. Because the Divine Mother cares about everything in your life: sex, going to the bathroom, your health, your happiness. There's nothing that's taboo. You're a holy, sacred person. So if your partner is so shallow, they take the route of making fun of your desiring sexual expression. This is, again, not a partner, not a partner at all. It is a person who is trying to make themselves feel better by making you feel bad. This is, yes, it's very great betrayal. And again, I'm going to say, you also are betraying yourself, by thinking that you have to be with the person who does this. What value is this person bringing to the table? Are you so destitute that you would be out of food and shelter if you didn't have him? So I just want you to begin to honor yourself and see yourself as so valuable. See your sexuality as valuable and good and juicy and wonderful. Okay. All right. So I'm going to check in the chat and see if I'm getting any comments. I'm talking so plain, right? And isn't it about time? Isn't it about time? You can be spiritual and you can also be realistic. We are humans in a human body. We like sex no matter our age. I hope you do. I do. Anyway, okay. Let's see if I'm having any. Okay. I'm not seeing any comments on that. Yeah, and Divine Mother will talk about sexuality. I actually teach some classes on that for women. All righty, let me go see what other question. And if you guys have a question about, it can be about betrayal, but it can also be about other things if you want. Okay, so let's go to the questions. Okay. All righty. And this lady is kind of long, but it's pretty interesting. And I think we can all get some good out of it. And she doesn't mind if I use her name. Her name is Zanab. I think she's from Africa. I'm not sure, some country. So she says, one betrayal that was very traumatic for me happened when I met a Sufi master in 2009. Since then, I believe I've healed greatly, but I'm not sure, as this experience left me with no closure. I wanted to have a life partner who was spiritual and mutual support in our spiritual growth. Instead, I met this Sufi guy who put an end overnight to my guidance after 2 years for reasons I'm still trying to guess. I just wanted spiritual guidance. Instead, the situation felt unclear for me, what was expected and why I failed. I truly felt betrayed and abandoned by God. I felt I had just one pure desire to learn about truth and how to live it for real in my life. When I met the Sufi master, I was so eager to progress, but I never understood what was expected from me, why I was not trained as others were. Also, being abandoned is one thing, being made fun of is another. This is twice people felt they were made fun of for being themselves. I felt very hurt when I heard strange comments were made by the supermaster behind my back. Okay, and then I'm not going to read the whole thing, but bottom line is she feels that she used to have spiritual experiences and now she doesn't feel worthy, and she's lost her vision. So the betrayal here, my dear, and I hope you've realized this, when you get your eyes on a guru or a master, you're headed for trouble, because people think a Sufi master is a perfect person who is elevated and doesn't make any mistakes. They're human. Even some of the gurus of India, I'm sure they were human. There were some that became so holy, I don't even know if they peed or used the bathroom. I'm just over exaggerating here, but we're here to have human experiences. And there are a few people who are called to be gurus or masters. But putting your eyes on any of them, and thinking they are infallible and that they have power over you is a mistake. It will hurt you. And it could be a lesson. Instead of making you lose your vision, reclaim your vision. Forgive yourself for getting your eyes on a person. Now, there are some masters and gurus who don't mind elevating themselves, and this is a mistake. This is a mistake of their humanity when they get into, I'm the guru. Oh my goodness. I went to see this guru in India because I wanted to learn from him. And you weren't allowed to touch him. For some reason, I think you could touch his feet or something. It's like, I hope I'm never so holy that if I have a seminar, you can't come up and let me hug you and you hug me. So there are, and I'm sure it was just his belief system that maybe if people touched him, they would suck his energy. I don't know. What kind of guru is this? Why don't you protect yourself? Anyway, that's just my thing. And as a matter of fact, I make sure that I show people how human I am, just because, yeah, I spend a lot of time in prayer and meditation. Yeah, I'm very psychic. I developed these skills. I'm still normal. You should see me dancing. I dance nasty sometimes. I talk about sex. I never want to be so spiritual that people try to put me up on a pedestal. This is not good. Not good. So, my dear, reclaim your power. Reclaim your power. First, forgive yourself and realize you're still thinking about this Sufi master, right? And the things he did. He made fun of you behind your back. What kind of master is that? Please. This is something that happens with some ministers. They start thinking that they're so holy, and they forget their humanity as far as kind and loving. So I hope that helps you. Just forgive yourself and forgive the Sufi master. When you think about people who have betrayed you, they're your teachers. They have taught you something. Now, it may take you years and years to learn it, to finally realize, well, one thing they teach you is, oh, I don't like that. That's valuable. You now know what you don't like. And I hope that you have learned, Zainab, that when you get your eyes on a human as being someone who has power over you, this can refer back to the lady M, who her partner had power over her to make fun of her sexuality. No, 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 no. Anyway, I hope that's helpful to you. And you can do an exercise to actually take back your power. So I'm going to guide you in an exercise about taking back your power from someone who has betrayed you. So this is called energy exchange. And this was taught to me by the lady who invented the Avana method. Her name slips me right now, but this is a version of it. So, is there anybody who has not been betrayed? No. So imagine that there is someone who has betrayed you, okay? And call them into a circle of light. Whenever you call them, they have to come. And imagine that you're not having any hatred towards them. If you still have hatred, you need to tap on that with meridian tapping or pray more. Hatred, don't be messing with hatred. But and resentment, yeah, you might have some resentment, but call that person into a circle of light. I know a lot of you have been betrayed by more than one, but for now, call that person into a circle of light, okay? And just look at that person. They have to come. When you call a spirit, living or dead, they have to come. They're in this circle of light, and you're not wishing them harm. And if you'd like, you can explain to them how they hurt you. Sometimes people are so clueless, they don't even realize how they hurt you. Why? They're so self-absorbed, they don't realize it. But what you must realize is somebody took energy from you, but you also took energy from them, even if you took on their energy, okay? So what you're going to do is, first, you're going to demand that that person return their energy to you. What you want to do first is imagine they're pulling this energy that's yours out of their body and putting it on the ground in the circle of light. Why is that? We don't want to take it back until it's cleansed by Holy Spirit light. So their energy is all piled there that they stole from you, okay? And it might look pretty crappy because they've been using it. And, if they betrayed you, they're probably not pure of heart. And now you just imagine that angels of light are just blessing and purifying and washing and cleansing that energy. And when it's all bright and shiny, you pull it back to yourself and you put on your own energy and you feel yourself becoming stronger. Oh, and it feels so good. Now you want to get rid of any energy of theirs that you have, right? And don't say, oh, I never took any energy from them. Even if you took on their energy, you have some of their energy, or you wouldn't be thinking about it all the time. So pull it out of yourself. Put it in the circle of light. And again, you don't want to give it back to them full of resentment. You want to just get rid of them, right? So throw it down in the circle of light and ask Holy Spirit light to cleanse it, cleanse it, cleanse it, cleanse it, and then toss it back to them. Say, thank you for what you have taught me. I release you now, and I am free. And then pay attention to your thoughts, because sometimes your thoughts want to keep going back to that. Just remember, oh, I released that. People say, I can't control my thoughts. Yes, you can. You must be aware of when your thoughts are trying to run away from you, and then control your thoughts. Okay, so before I go to the next, I'm going to see if anyone has a question or a comment. Let's see, what does Aya says, ask Divine Mother to heal me. What's wrong with you? Put that in the chat, please. Because, see, that's so broad. It's better if you're specific. Is it your emotions? Is it your heart? What is it? I'll be waiting for you. And Eureki, I'm probably not saying that, says, hi, Rebecca. I'm so glad to catch your live chat again. I think I'm kind of betraying myself at this moment. I'll tell you about this in the next comment. Oh, because the comments are limited. I listen and follow along with the animal communication, which is a free program I give away. Since yesterday, our little doggie is acting up, and I do not trust myself enough to listen to her. Why? I guess you feel you're betraying yourself because you don't trust yourself enough to listen to the little doggie. Just tune into her heart. She's feeling your insecurity, okay? She's feeling, because a part of you says, oh, you think you can communicate with angels? I mean, with animals, and who do you think you are? She's picking up on that. and just realize, hey, she's picking up on my stuff. What a good girl. What a good little doggy. I guess it's a girl. I think you said. Um, okay. Now I hope that's helpful. Just forgive yourself for that and do it anyway. Pay attention. Now, here's what a lot of people do, and don't you guys, you animal lovers, don't get mad at me. A lot of people put their animals above people. And I think a lot of times that's because people have betrayed you and you put the needs of your animals above your own. That's the same thing as putting the needs of other people above yourself, and that is not valuing yourself. Your dog does have a little bladder irritation going on. I'm just picking that up for you, which is contributing to her. Meh. So it feels like she has uh, plenty of water, but if you could put maybe a few drops of minerals in the water, especially maybe magnesium, just a little bit. I don't know how big the dog is. That will help her. She needs more water to drink and more beneficial water. Even if you could give her, I'm not sure where you live, but there is this water called Fiji water that has natural silica in it. And I used to get bladder infections all the time. And a friend told me to drink Fiji water most of the time, and the silica calms your bladder. So that would also, you can also buy silica as a supplement. Just make sure it's just a little bit according to the size of your dog. So that's going to help her. And just love her, be confident. Okay, so now we're going to go to the lady who oh, Teresa, I don't know if I can check your email now, but let's see. For the ear, let me see. Recurring ear infection and a hole in my eardrum. I have a hole in my eardrum too. I've had it since I was a kid because I had so many ear infections. So, one thing to be real careful when you wash your hair or take a shower, baths are better. Um, any little drop of water that you get in there is aggravating. You have some fungus in your ear, which never goes completely away. There's a supplement called Neem, Neem, that you can buy at any health food store that's real good for fungus. So if you could start taking that, I highly recommend it. Also, zinc is very good. And mostly watch out for getting any kind of hairspray or substance in your ears. And of course, don't use Q-tips, right? Because you just pack the wax or whatever it is further down into the eardrum. But I'm going to send some healing energy right now to your ears. And I'm going to do it with these Egyptian clearamids, I call them. And I'm going to put my hands on your knees, your hologram, your knees. They can only go through the knees. Jerry Sargent taught me about this, not in the way I use it, but in the way that the Divine Mother Isis told me to do it. So you just close your eyes and relax, and I'm going to send those little clear mids down my arms, into my hands, boom, into your knees, and then whirling and twirling. They're tiny little, tiny, and they're putting out light. and they're splitting. There's two, they're going into your ears, and they're just whirling and twirling, and they're clearing out, they're dissolving a lot of that fungus. Now, they're just working. Now, what would be real good for you to do as an emotional exercise is ask yourself, what have I not been wanting to hear? What do I need to close my ears to? Is it the voice of spirit? Are you resisting? Is there someone in your life that's grouchy and saying grouchy things to you? Just pay attention to that, as well as allowing these healing pyramids. They're tiny little pyramids, and they whirl and twirl, and they're going to leave healing residue in your ears. Now I'm just going to call them back to myself, back through your body, into my hands, and I hold them in my heart for the next time I need them. Okay. So, Lee has some good advice. Ask Archangel Chamuel for help. Alrighty. From Rainbowina. What a pretty name. I have a trip coming out this Monday, and strangely enough, the ID card is nowhere to be found at home. Can I find it, or is it lost for good? Well, I'm not a mind reader, but I will tell you a little trick I use when I can't find something. Okay? Because your subconscious mind saw what you did with it. Even if you're all absent-minded and you were doing 5 other things, your subconscious mind saw what you did with it. And some lady taught me this a long, long time ago, and I use it like if I drop something real tiny on the floor and I can't see it, I know that my subconscious mind saw it. So I'll say, subconscious mind, create positive conditions for me to find my ID card. Or remember where I left it. You say it like a prayer, and then you forget about it. And bada bing, bada boom, you'll either remember. Now, here's something that can help you. All right. This is so good when you can't remember somebody's name, what you did with something. Your eyeballs are like a compass to your brain. So you could say that, mind, create positive conditions for me to find what I did with my ID card. And then you can move your eyeballs back and forth. Don't move your head, just your eyeballs. Up and down, sideways, all around. Move your eyeballs in all the ways that you can, and then blink, blink, blink. Then forget about it, and it will come to you. It is fabulous. Not always that red hot minute, but usually within a few minutes or within a few hours. Okay, so I'll give her Prill water. I don't know about, I've heard about it, but I don't know about it. Okay, so Monique, hey, aren't you coming to my seminar, Monique? Are you the right Monique? Your back is hard as a rock. Wow. Stress gathers in your back. And massage therapists say my back is hard as a rock. Tell me if you are coming, Monique. I think you are. Monique is coming, and I hope it's you. Because I'm, okay, you are. Well, Monique, first of all, I'm going to be doing psychic surgery on everybody. And I'm going to be teaching you how to use those little clearamids. You're going to partner up, and I'm going to teach you. By the way, everybody should be on my email list. When I teach a live seminar, it's rocking like you can't believe. Everybody's getting prophecy, anointing. Oh, it's 3 days of Magdalene method, the Mary Magdalene energy. It's totally full, no more room, but I may have it again later. Okay, so yeah, I'll work on that for you then. So, you know what? Just tuning in, it feels like it has more to do with your neck than your actual back. The way you're holding your neck is causing a lot of the strain in your back. So, are you? I know this is real personal, and we can take care of it more personally in person, but it feels like your neck is affecting your back more than you know. And it could be from a past life thing. It feels like that your neck was like afraid of something and you have fear energy there. So sometimes just realizing I have fear energy stuck in my neck and back, and tapping. You know how to tap. I know that you do. And, releasing the fear. You don't need to know exactly where it's from, Monique. Just realizing sometimes you can even say, I'm not sure what's wrong. But whatever emotion that goes along with it, I know sometimes you feel desperate. Okay, so let me go to Teresa. Debilitating migraines. Teresa's spirit is saying this has something to do with your ears too. It feels like there's a lot of pressure in your ears. You may or may not be aware of it. And your eyes, like behind your eyes, there's this pressure. And this also, Teresa, is caused from a past life event, which I don't have time to go do a whole past life regression. Some of you might want to have a private session with me or somebody else. Doesn't have to be me. I'm booked at least 2 weeks out right now. But you can get in touch with me. Oh, and Aya is from Egypt. And we'll see. Oh, and Patricia, hi, how are you? Okay, so I'm going to see if there's another question, and our time is almost up. Well, this is from Nora, and she says, I was wondering why my body seems to think I need to catch a head cold every time I go on vacation, which is extremely rare, especially when I truly enjoy my time. Well, Nora, your body doesn't like change. And it happened to you once or twice, and now it's just settled into a pattern. Excuse me. So realizing, oh, for some reason my body doesn't like change. It's afraid of new experiences, even though you may not be with your conscious mind, but there's a part of your body that I'm seeing a vision of you, Nora, that it's like you're way high up and you're going to step off the very top story of a building, and your body thinks you're going to just step off and take a dive and crash, stories below. And this could be something that did happen to you in a past life situation or a nightmare, or just an example of how your body is feeling when it thinks about leaving the familiar, even though with your conscious mind, you really want to get out a little bit. And when you realize that, Nora, I know that you know how to tap. And, just tap on that, And of course, do all the things that help. Take zinc, take D3, and take vitamin C, and just love your body. Hey, maybe you're feeling scared. I love you. We're going to have a good time. I'm going to take care of you. And here's some vitamin C. So I hope that's helpful. Let me see if I had one more question come in. Okay. So, what can be done about healing the mother wound? My mother is soon to pass away and has been distant throughout my life. It's sad, painful, and heartbreaking. I feel deeply betrayed. Even her best friends have apologized for her actions and lack of love for her daughter. Okay, and we talked about the migraines. Yes, they can be related to the mother wound. I have a free program to heal the mother wound. If you guys hang on in the description below, I'll have to go find a link for that, and then I'll put it there. So everybody who's had problems with their mother, and isn't it true that perhaps the mother wound is the most debilitating wound of all? If your own mother rejected you, if you were a girl, she wanted a boy. If you were a boy, she wanted a girl, did not pay you attention, made fun of you, didn't honor you. Not every woman is meant to be a mother. We think of mothers as loving and kind and all that. And it's unfortunately, it's just not so. And absolutely, I will find that program. It's free. And take that program. It's very healing. It's actually, when I announced it, out of all the free programs I've ever given away, that one has the most people that registered for it. Because a lot of times people are wounded because of stuff that happened with their mother. Now, of course, there's also father wounds, but we're not really raised to think of fathers as loving and kind. Now, they can be just downright cruel, and that's very wounding, but we kind of expect our mothers to love us, accept us, hug us. And that's one reason I'm so thrilled that the Divine Mother energy is coming forth so strongly. So, Teresa, it can have a huge effect on you. Even if she was the kind of person who hit you, um, she had a lot of, I'm just tuning into her. She has a lot of her own problems and her own patterns. And it feels like she's not fully present in her body at all right now. I don't know if she's unconscious or not very conscious, or she has dementia, but right now she's not. It feels like she's more herself, like the bad part of herself, maybe, but she's not having all her cognizant abilities right now. So I will put that in the descriptions. Wait about 10 minutes till this broadcast is over because I have to go find it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's see if I have any more questions. Oh, Nora, I'll be tapping because I forgot about that. You can forget about things like, all these therapies and you forget about them. All right. Okay. I'm going to just talk about, Teresa, she is on hospice. Okay. And see, I love it how you guys are giving advice to each other. I mean, we're probably a bunch of healers on here, and that doesn't mean we don't have some problems too. Healing betrayal by someone. Oh, a lot of that is working on forgiveness. I just taught about a class about that. It was called Becoming Highly Favored. And that was all about being able to forgive and ways to do that. That was not free, but none of my classes are very much. Rainbow Weena, live and work in the UK, but I wish to explore more of the world. I feel like I would like to settle in the south of France. But I don't know how I can make sure it's the right decision or possible. Well, if it's possible to go visit there, that would be really good. And then follow your heart's desire. Like if your heart desires to go there, then pay attention to that heart's desire. However, it's really good that you have a realistic point of view, not as far as finance and all that, because spirit can work that all out for you. But it's important to go there if possible and feel of it. Even like I'm doing a seminar this weekend, 3 days in a hotel, and I've been there already 4 times. I have to go feel of it. And even I was there today, and the seminar is starting Friday, and I have to bless the room, but I have to make sure that it feels good the way the tables are configured. So when you're talking about going somewhere, I don't think the south of France is that far from the UK, is it? I mean, isn't it across the channel? I'm not really sure. Okay, so everybody is giving each other advice. I love that. The elderberry gummies. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I'm not sure the topic next week. Why don't you guys put in the comments what you want to talk about? And that helps me because I don't care what we talk about. Divine Mother, you know what she cares about? What you care about, what your needs are. And of course, these are little mini answers, not like a whole 50-minute private session. And yet, I believe it can give you guidance. And I believe that even if your specific question is not addressed, that you get the answer you're seeking from listening to other people, that you're gleaning the information that you need. So, I do want to invite you. I have a link below for you to get my free 30 days of guidance on prosperity and light language. And I will go find that one about healing the mother wound. And I want you to get it. I want you to get it. Share this video if you feel that it's helpful to you, or if you know somebody who could use a tidbit of this information. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe so that you'll always know when I either upload a video or I'm going to do a live one, even if you somehow miss it. Take care, everybody. I love you so much. God bless you. And I'll see you next week.